Hi, hello, namaste. A very warm welcome to bio classes. We are in biotechnology principle and process chapter, and already we have completed two classes. The first class regarding the introduction of that biotechnology, what actually that biotechnology is and why it is so important. So those are introductory part we observed in the first class, and in the next class we observed, that is in the previous class we observed, what are the major two principles for that biotechnology. So in the previous class we observed principles of biotechnology, two principles. Which are those? The first one is genetic engineering. The first principle is genetic engineering, and the second principle is chemical engineering, or we will also refer it as a bioprocess engineering. So we observed two principles. According to the first one, genetic engineering, what actually that engineering means. So here the thing is, we are going to change the chemistry of a DNA or RNA, that means a genetic material. We are changing the chemistry of a genetic material, that is concerned to genetic engineering. That means we are taking a DNA or RNA. So DNA or RNA, whatever it is having the sequences of nucleotides, base pairs. So those sequences order we are going to change. How we can change? Whether we are going to remove some base pairs or nucleotides, or we are going to add some nucleotides, removing or adding extra. So by that process we can change the chemistry of a DNA, chemistry of a genetic material. So that is concerned to the genetic engineering. And that changed DNA or changed RNA or changed genetic material introduced into one cell, introduced into one body. That body or cell we will refer it as a host. Inside the host, that DNA entered, and then it start multiplying. And for that multiplication of those particular host cells, we have to provide some special conditions. We need to maintain sterile conditions, and those sterile conditions are maintained by bioprocess, some particular bioprocesses, that we will together refer it as a bioprocess engineering. That is second principle. Bioprocess engineering also referred as a chemical engineering. Just so in the chemical engineering, just host cells, the host cells which have received the our DNA, our desired DNA, so that cell start multiplying. Why? Because we are providing suitable condition to that host cell, and also we will avoid the growth of other unwanted cells. So that is a bioprocess engineering. So we observe two principles. So now let us continue from that point. So here let me consider piece of DNA. That means from the DNA we have taken one piece. Yesterday I had given an example, insulin gene. That insulin gene is nothing but a piece of the DNA, that is one part of the DNA. So that part of the DNA, now let us consider it as a desired DNA or gene, or I can consider it as the alien DNA or interested DNA or desired DNA. All the names are same. That piece of DNA or desired DNA or simply a gene. I have taken one gene, right? I have taken one gene. Now this gene is very important for me. This gene, it is very important for me. Why? Because that gene is producing one chemical, that gene is producing one enzyme, that gene producing one hormone, whatever the product it might be, and that substance produced from the gene is important for me. Now what I will do? I will take that gene. That means I will take the gene, or also I will call it as a desired DNA or piece of the DNA. I will take that one, and now this piece of the DNA, it is introduced into one host cell. Now let me consider one host cell. Host cell, usually here in this case, maximum cases we will consider bacteria as the host cell. Which one? Bacteria. Now let us consider bacteria is the host. What actually this word meaning is host? Host. We are having two terms, host and guest. Host and guest. Guest means familiar term, already we know. Suppose to our home, if some people are coming to our home, means those people are the person who is coming to our home, that person is guest. Then what we are? Already we are present at our home only. What we are? We are host. We are host, and that coming fellow is guest. Now host cell. Host cell means the cell which is receiving that DNA. What DNA we are inserting, what DNA we are adding, so that DNA receiving cell, host cell it is. If this is the host, means this is just like a guest, that piece of the DNA is guest. Now this host DNA, host cell, already it is having the DNA. So already it is having its DNA, or let me call it as a genome. Already it is having its own genome. Now let me consider this is the desired DNA. This is one desired DNA. From the desired DNA I want to get one product. So for getting that product, I will insert this desired DNA into the host cell, and when host cell will divide, when host cell will multiply, our desired DNA also multiply and forms many copies. Then all the host cells, all the daughter host cells start producing a gene product. So this is the aim actually, right? Now this desired gene, it is introduced into the host cell. Imagine now desired DNA or gene introduced into the host cell. After introduction of that gene into the host cell, what is its fate? What happens to this gene next? So this question will be arised. Gene means it must be expressed. If it is an active gene, means it must be expressed. But thing is, this gene is coming from one organism and host cell is a different organism. That means this DNA or this gene cannot express in the host. Why? Because both are different. Why? Because this gene do not belong to host. It is coming from other source. Then the problem will be arised. Then so this introduced DNA, that means the gene can't express and also do not multiply. The gene can't express and multiply. The gene cannot multiply in the host cell. Why? Because its nature is different. Now what to do? We are having two choices. So here this desired DNA or desired gene, what introduced inside the host cell, that DNA should be mixed with the DNA of host cell. Once again I am telling you, this DNA or this gene should be mixed with the genome of or DNA of the host. Now that solution is integration of gene with host DNA. Now imagine, now it is mixed. So let us consider that gene is mixed here, right? This gene is mixed here. Now it is mixed. So after mixing, this gene becomes a part of this DNA. After mixing, this gene becomes a part of the host DNA. When that gene becomes part of host DNA, then everything is normal. It can express and it can multiply. So condition is it must becomes a part of host DNA. Why? That question will be arised. Why we have to mix this GNA with the host DNA? Why? Because host DNA, it is having one particular reason. Host DNA, it is having one particular reason. So I will call this a reason as origin of replication. What I will call it as origin of replication, right? Origin of replication, or simply I will refer it as ORI, origin of replication. And already we know this process, replication. Replication means the process of doubling, or process of multiplication, or process of amplification of DNA. One DNA becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 16, 32, 126, like that. The DNA number goes on increases. By which process? Replication. Already we have studied this process in our molecular basis of inheritance chapter. Replication, transcription, translation. 3 steps already we have studied. So when a DNA will undergo replication, then a DNA number will double. Which DNA? Host DNA. Now into the host DNA our gene is inserted, our gene is mixed. That means along with this DNA our gene also doubled. When our DNA number, our gene number will double, then we will get more quantity of gene product. So that is the thing. That means here ORI is at most important. Whenever DNA is having ORI, ORI means in the DNA, say for example, imagine if this is the DNA, means this DNA, it is having a particular sequence, like that. It is having a particular sequence. Let me call this sequence as ORI, that is origin of replication. This origin of replication, it is a particular sequence on the DNA. From this sequence replication process starts. From this point replication process starts. But in a prokaryotic DNA, origin of replication is usually 1. But in case of eukaryotic DNA, many ORIs are present. Many origins of replications are present. Now, when origin of replication is present, definitely it will show the replication. Then DNA of host doubles. Automatically along with that one our gene number also doubles. So because of that reason, the gene what we have inserted in the host cell, that should be mixed with, mixed means integration, that should be mixed with the host DNA, and that host DNA is having one particular sequence, that is origin of replication, or short form we will refer it as ORI. Because of that reason it will multiply. Otherwise this piece of gene which is introduced inside, it cannot express, it cannot multiply, and it will be it will be disintegrated. It becomes piece. Why? Because it is considered to be the part of other organism. Hence it should be mixed. Not only here, you can observe the HIV life cycle, replication of HIV life cycle. When HIV virus will enter inside the T4 cells, inside the macrophage cell, already I have studied that one in human health and disease chapter. When that HIV virus will enter inside, the RNA of HIV virus becomes DNA, and that DNA mixes with host DNA, that DNA mixes with macrophage cell DNA. That is called integration. Then only viral particles are produced, then only it is expressed, and because of that reason here it is mixed with host DNA. That is one choice. But here sometimes we can't mix the DNA, we can't mix the gene with the host DNA. Why we are mixing the gene with the host DNA? Why? Because we need ORI. We want ORI, origin of replication. Now what we can do, we can take the sequence, particular sequence of ORI. We have to prepare in the lab this sequence artificially. This sequence is mixed with this DNA. Now this ORI, it is mixed with the DNA, our gene. It is mixed with our gene. Now because of presence of ORI, it starts multiplying. That means it is not depending on the DNA. But thing is, it should be mixed with ORI. So the second solution is linking with ORI. When our desired gene, which has to be entered into the host cell, when it is mixed with ORI, then automatically it will start multiplying on its own, and it is not depending on the DNA. So what I am telling is, this cell, imagine, now we are having one E. coli cell. This E. coli cell will multiply, it will divide and forms two daughter cells, right? This is the thing. Now inside the first parental cell, here the DNA is present. Now when the cell is dividing, when the cell is multiplying, at the same time, what happens to the inside DNA? That DNA will undergo replication, and after the replication, one copy comes to this daughter cell, another copy comes to this daughter cell. But thing is, when the gene is linked with ORI, when that gene present in the host cell, this gene replication is not depending on DNA, this DNA replication. Why? Why? Because it is having its own ORI. Why? Because we have linked that ORI to the desired gene. To our gene, we have linked the ORI. So that is the second possibility. So by these two possibilities, we can make any DNA, any piece of DNA should undergo replication in any host. Not in any host, but suitable host. Right? We can make that one. Say for example, our insulin gene, that means it belongs to our DNA. Our insulin gene belongs to our DNA. That insulin gene mixed with ORI, that sequence, origin of replication sequence. Then it is introduced into the cell. Now the doubling of this DNA, multiplication of this DNA do not depending on host DNA. So that is the major feature. Hence it is linked with ORI. Now let us come to the overall conclusion. What actually this meaning is. I will go through the step by steps just for understanding purpose, right? First thing, biotechnology means I want to get one product or service from organism, any organism, whatever organism it is. Now let us consider the organism is bacteria. Now from the bacteria I have to get one product or I have to get a service. Now let us consider I want to get a product, one product from the bacteria. Which product? Our beneficial product. What is that product? Insulin. Let us consider insulin. So we want insulin. We want to produce that insulin in the large scale, that is in the industries. Why? Because there are a lot of diabetic patients. So I want to get insulin. Now insulin actually produced in human body. Insulin produced in the human body, not only human body, in mammals. Now let us consider insulin produced in the human body. Why? Because we are having that insulin gene. Now what I will do, I will take that insulin gene. That means active insulin gene I will take. That active insulin gene inserted into host cell. Right? Now host cell which is having insulin gene, it will start multiplying. It will start multiplying. Now one cell becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. So many times it is going to divide and so many host cells are formed. Now actually we have introduced that gene in one host cell. How many times the host cell is dividing, such many times our inside gene also dividing. that gene is also multiplying. But problem is that host cell is different, its nature is different, our DNA nature is different. That means host cell will not allow this DNA to replicate inside. So because of that reason, what we need to do, we have to mix this gene with host DNA. That means we have to make the entire DNA becomes the part of this DNA. So that is one thing. And second thing, so another option, we have to link origin of replication to this gene. Then this gene independently it will multiply or replicate in the host cell. So by both steps, by both possibilities, we can get a huge quantity of gene product by using these organisms. Right? This is the thing actually. Now it is mixed with ORI. Now after mixing, now host cell will start to divide. Then many copies are formed. And the same way, just we introduce one gene. That gene also increases by the number because of multiplication. That means we will get many copies of a gene. So that step we will refer it as gene cloning. What we will refer it as? Gene cloning. So actually gene cloning means yes, gene cloning means already we know cloning, clones, morphologically and genetically similar organisms group, we will refer it as clones. Now gene cloning is present. Gene cloning means, say for example, if this is one gene means I have to get many such kind of same copies, Xerox copies I want to get. So that is gene cloning. Gene cloning means producing multiple, that means many identical, that means all the gene copies should be same. Producing multiple identical copies of any piece of DNA, any template DNA. Now the template DNA, the piece of the DNA is this gene. So we want to produce many copies. So that process we will refer it as gene cloning. Right? And this step we will refer it as transfer of DNA. This actual step we will refer it as transfer of DNA. Transfer of DNA, gene cloning, these are the major two steps in genetic engineering. Now I am explaining the genetic engineering actually. So in genetic engineering, these are the major two steps: transferring of DNA and gene cloning, right? And here one thing I told you, transferring of DNA. Now DNA is transferring, and that DNA is coming from another source. Host cell is different and the DNA source is different. So now the DNA is transferring, and this transferring of DNA we are doing that one. That means it is in vitro, we are doing in the lab condition. But thing is, the same kind of process occurs naturally also, in vivo, naturally also occurs. How? Just I told you one example. To the macrophage, HIV virus is injecting its genetic material, that is a transferring of not DNA, RNA. That is also genetic material, transferring of genetic material. Or else, in Griffith experiment we observed. Griffith, what he did, he took S strain and he took R strain. Pneumonia causing bacteria, S strain and R strain he took. S strain is virulent, R strain is non-virulent. So first step, he injected S strain into the mouse died. He injected R strain into the mouse is in the living condition. Next step, he took the S strain and heat killed. That heat killed S strain injected into the mouse is in the living condition. Fourth step, he took the S strain, heat killed, mixed with R stain. S stain, R stain. S stain is heat killed, mixed with R stain. Again the mouse get dyed. Why? Because the DNA of S stain enters into R stain bacteria. Once again I am repeating, DNA of S stain enters into R stain bacteria. We will call it as a transformation. What we will call it as? Transformation. That is nothing but transfer of DNA. Their transfer of DNA occurs naturally. Here we are doing that process in the laboratory condition. This transferring of DNA and gene cloning are the major two steps in the genetic engineering here. Right? Now, so here one more term is there here. Genetic engineering, sometimes we will also refer it as rDNA technology. G means genetic engineering. Yesterday I told you what we will do in the genetic engineering. We will change the chemistry of DNA or RNA, right? So genetic engineering, sometimes we will also refer it as recombinant DNA technology. So what we will refer it as? Recombinant DNA technology, or simply I will refer it as rDNA technology. Now, one thing, already we know what actually the genetic engineering is. We know that one. We have to change the chemistry of DNA. Why we have to change the chemistry of DNA? Why? Because that organism what we are using for our benefit, that organism do not have that character. What character we want, that character is not present in that organism. Hence we have to introduce that character. If you want to introduce that character into that organism, then we have to introduce gene. Why? Because genes are controlling the characters. We have to introduce a gene. If you want to introduce the gene, means automatically chemistry of that DNA changed. Chemistry of that DNA changed. That is genetic engineering. And here genetic engineering sometimes also referred as, it is also called as recombinant DNA technology. Recombinant DNA technology. Right? So one thing, already we have heard this term, combination, recombination of DNA. Recombinants. Recombinants means shuffling or mixing. Say for example, now I am having two markers. Let me consider a DNA. Two DNA copies I am having. This DNA belongs to one organism. This DNA belongs to one organism. This DNA belongs to another organism. Right? Two DNAs I am having. Now imagine this piece of DNA is one gene. This piece of DNA is one gene, and this piece of DNA one gene, and both the genes are different. Right? Now what I will do? Now this is one combination of genes. This is one combination of genes. That means combination of this DNA, combination of this DNA, both are different. Now what I will do? I will cut and remove this gene. I have cut and removed this gene. Here also I have cut and removed this gene. Now I am mixing this gene here. Just I mixed, and I am mixing the gene here. Now what happened? Combination is changed. That combination we will refer it as a recombination. Recombination of the genes means we are mixing different genes. We are mixing one gene of one organism with other DNAs or other genes of other organism. So that we will refer it as the recombination of DNA. Just say here, just one same thing. This gene belongs to one organism and this DNA belongs to one organism. Now both are mixed. After mixing, it becomes a recombination. Producing of recombinant DNA that we will refer it as rDNA technology or recombinant DNA technology. So that is simply we will refer it as genetic engineering, right? Now, so here, and yesterday I told you who is the father of genetic engineering? Paul Berg. Yesterday I told you. And here, first artificial rDNA. Now the question will be arised. Of course, we can mix the two different DNAs. That becomes a recombinant DNA. That simply will refer it as rDNA. When this first rDNA get produced, actually, so actually this rDNA get produced in the year 1972. When we produce that one in the year 1972, right? So in the year 1972, two scientists, one is Stanley Cohen and another scientist is Herbert Boyer. Who is the first scientist? Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer. These two scientists recently means 1972. So in this time they prepared first artificial recombinant DNA. I will tell you what actually that meaning is. They first prepared that one. And Stanley Cohen, this scientist is from Stanford University, USA, America, Stanford University. Herbert Boyer, he is from California University, Stanford University, California University, from America. And for the construction of this rDNA, they got Nobel Prize. They constructed rDNA in 1972. Now, this is one rDNA actually. That means two DNAs are mixed together here, different DNAs. So like that they prepared that one artificially in the year 1972. So what actually they did is, they took one bacteria. So let me call that bacteria is Salmonella typhi or typhimurium. That bacteria name is Salmonella typhimurium. So this bacteria will cause a typhi. That means Salmonella typhi, it is the causative organism of typhoid. Which diagnostic test is used for that find out the typhoid? Yes, Widal test. We will do that one in the human health and disease chapter. Already heard that one. So Salmonella typhi, it is one bacteria, and inside the bacteria, okay, let me consider again, these are confusing. So inside the Salmonella typhi bacteria, as it is a DNA is present, it's a normal DNA is present, but along with this DNA, it is having one extra DNA. That Salmonella typhi bacteria is having one extra DNA. That extra DNA we will refer it as plasmid. What we will refer it as? Plasmid. Right? They took one plasmid. So plasmid means it is one circular extra chromosomal DNA. Plasmid means it is a circular extra chromosomal DNA and usually present in a bacteria. In some of the fungi also it is present, some of the unicellular fungi, but actually majorly we will observe this kind of extra chromosomal DNA, that is a plasmid, in the case of bacteria. Are you getting the point? Plasmid means it is one bacteria, it is one DNA actually. This is main DNA and that is extra DNA. That extra DNA present in circular form, we will refer it as plasmid. Plasmid means extra chromosomal circular DNA. And during a cell division, when the cell is going to divide, at that time DNA will replicate, DNA will double, and plasmid also doubles. But thing is, the doubling of plasmid or multiplication of the plasmid or replication of the plasmid do not depending on this DNA. Do not depending on this DNA. Because of that reason, we will refer this plasmid as autonomously replicating. Autonomously replicating circular extra chromosomal DNA. Autonomously replicating means it is replicating on its own and not depending on this DNA. ತನಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕೋ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್. ಆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಈ ಡಿ ಎನ್ ಎ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್, autonomously replicating. And this is very very important for genetic engineering. This plasmid, it is very very important for genetic engineering. How? See, we can take out the plasmids outside. We can take the plasmid outside, circular plasmid, and we can cut the plasmid. We can cut the plasmid, and in that gap we can add our gene. We can add our gene. Then that DNA enters into bacteria again, and our gene along with this plasmid start multiplying. Why? Because this plasmid multiplication do not depending on this DNA. Why? Because that is autonomously replicating. So because of that reason it is very important, plasmid. Now Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer, what they did, they considered Salmonella typhimurium. From that bacteria they took a plasmid outside. What they took? They took a plasmid outside. Now let us consider, this is the plasmid actually. This is the circular plasmid, extra chromosomal plasmid, DNA. Now along with that one they considered one gene, that is antibiotic resistant gene. Which gene they took? Antibiotic resistant gene. Here just I took one gene, insulin gene. Like that they took one antibiotic resistant gene from another organism they took. So let us consider, this is antibiotic resistant gene, right? Now antibiotic resistant gene is mixed with this plasmid. Now let us consider, I am cutting the plasmid here. I have cut the plasmid there and I will stretch it out. Then after that one I am going to insert this desired DNA. The desired DNA is antibiotic resistant gene. Now see, imagine just earlier the same plasmid I have taken here. Earlier this plasmid was not having this gene. Earlier it was not having that gene. Its combination was different. Now I introduced that gene. Now the combination is changed. If the combination of the DNA change means we will call it as a recombination. And now the DNA we will call it as rDNA. Now this becomes rDNA. What it becomes? It becomes rDNA. So that technology is recombinant DNA technology.
Principles are: biotechnology mainly works on two core principles. These are genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology and maintenance of sterile environment in the biochemical engineering process. Let's go through them one by one. Genetic engineering, as the name suggests, is working with genetic material, DNA and RNA of an organism to bring about some changes in it. To understand it better, let us see the conceptual development of the principles of genetic engineering through an example. Roshan is a scientist who works on plant hybridization. Every time he crosses the two plants along with the desirable genes that he chooses to see in his hybrid plant, some undesirable genes are also transferred from the parent plants to the hybrid plant. His friend suggested him to use genetic engineering to overcome this problem. In the process of genetic engineering, desired genes are isolated. These genes are then used to create recombinant DNA. Multiple copies of the genes are made, gene cloning, and then transferred in the host organism, gene transfer. Thus, genetic engineering helps to overcome the limitation of traditional hybridization techniques. You must be wondering what happens to the recombinant DNA introduced in the host organism. It cannot multiply itself until it becomes a part of the genome of the host cell. Hence, for the multiplication of any alien piece of DNA in an organism, it should be a part of the chromosomes, which has a specific sequence known as the origin of replication. The origin of replication is a specific DNA sequence which is responsible for initiating replication. So the alien DNA is linked with the origin of replication so that it gets integrated into the genome of the recipient, multiply, and be inherited along with the host DNA. This can also be called as cloning or making multiple identical copies of any template DNA.
And here, for cutting of the gene, for joining of the genes, we use some special enzymes. So we can see those enzymes in next class. But thing is, you just keep gene now mixed with a plasmid. What actually that plasmid? It is one extra circular autonomously replicating DNA. To that DNA we mixed. Who mixed? Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer. Now this rDNA, so I will draw like this. Now the same diagram I have drawn here. This rDNA, now it is introduced into another cell. It is taken into another cell. That cell is E. coli cell. Which cell? E. coli cell. Now already E. coli cell is having its own DNA. Sorry. Already the E. coli cell is having its own DNA. Already. Now this rDNA entered into E. coli cell. So it entered into E. coli cell, right? Now who is the host here? Host is E. coli cell, and into the host E. coli cell what we introduce? rDNA. What we introduce? rDNA, that is transfer of DNA. And after entering, E. coli cells start dividing. In the same time, rDNA also multiply. The number of copies of rDNA will double. Then we will call it as gene cloning. Gene cloning and gene transfer, major two steps. So this is the first rDNA. And for construction of first rDNA, what they used? They took one plasmid from the Salmonella typhi bacteria, and they took one antibiotic resistant genes, both they mixed, that becomes rDNA. rDNA introduced into one host. What is that host? E. coli cell. Why they took E. coli cell means, here Salmonella typhi and E. coli both are relative organisms. That means both are compatible organisms. We can match both organisms. Hence they selected E. coli cell as a suitable host. Into that host they introduce rDNA. So this is the thing, very interesting thing, right? Now this is one basic example. That means this is the first constructed rDNA in 1972 by these two scientists. But after that many rDNAs are produced for changing the organism phenotype. Now here organism phenotype changed, organism character changed. Yes. How means? E. coli cell earlier it was not having this gene, but now it is having this gene. If this gene is present means automatically the gene character is added. That means its phenotype is changed. Why we changed its phenotype? Why? Because we want this E. coli cell to produce that character, to produce that product. Because of that reason we changed the organism. So changing of organism, for changing of organism we have to mix two different DNAs. So that is the recombination of DNAs, recombinant DNA technology. So that technology we will refer it as usually genetic engineering, right? Now I just gave one idea how what actually that rDNA that process is, but thing is we did not mention what are the materials required for this genetic engineering. Say for example, for this class to happen, for explaining, I am using marker pens, board is there here, I am using a duster, I am using a mobile, like that. So I am using some tools. For repairing any bikes or any instruments, we are having some tools. So many tools we are having. Like in the same way, for construction of this kind of DNA, for cutting one DNA, for mixing another DNA, for introducing that DNA into one host cell and developing those host cells and getting the gene product, for all the things to happen, we are having some particular materials, we are having some particular tools. Because of presence of those tools, we can make this genetic engineering. What are those tools? Very interesting thing one. So in the next class we can observe the tools of genetic engineering. What we need to observe? The tools of genetic engineering. Very interesting one. So in the next class we can observe that one. Yes. Thank you.